That's what I'm talking about.
Stop the FOMO and welcome to the FOMO Show about TV technology, home theater news, and today, proof that we are living in an alternate reality. I'm talking about the recent double-blind test shootout review comparison in Germany, and it included the Sony A95L, the LG G3, and the Samsung S95C. Now, between these three TVs, the Sony A95L came in last. Bizarro indeed. And speaking of King, what about the 2023 King of Ultra Short Throw projectors from For Movie? Well, this new King costs around $3,000 plus the cost of a screen, so maybe $3,500. It competes directly with the TCL S5 that's currently $3,000. When should you get the Ultra Short Throw King, and when should you get a 98-inch TV? And unlike LG Display's struggles, Samsung Display made record profits. What did they do differently? All that and more on today's FOMO Show. And today's video is brought to you by WhoKeys. Trying to build a PC on a budget but don't know where to buy your Windows 10 software on the cheap? WhoKeys to the rescue. Use my code SF20 and immediate discount. At the bottom of this order where it says code CARD, to the right is the product key you need to activate Windows. So copy this long number, then go to the Windows menu and click on Settings. In the Settings menu at the bottom, select Update and Security. Select Activation, then select Change Product Key, paste what you copied from WhoKeys, click Next, click Activate, and you're done. You can download a copy of Windows 11 Pro with my discount code SF20 and bam! We're going to have fun today, and this headline says it all. OLED fails to disappoint and to excite, all at the same time. What does that mean? Well, they're saying OLED is pricier than it needs to be. Now, how is it pricier than it needs to be? Specifically, if you look at OLED TVs, maybe in the last year or so, prices hasn't gone down significantly, specifically with LG's OLED models. If you notice this year's 55, 65, 77, and 83 inches, they're trying to hold their pricing. And I think that's LG saying to the world, look, we are a premium product. You need to pay up for it. So here's the problem. If you want mass acceptance, mass consumption of this amazing technology, you got to lower the prices. Now, I understand what they're doing. They're trying to say, look, it's not for everyone. If you're willing to pay a little bit more, get yourself an OLED, right? But maybe that shouldn't be the case. For example, I believe the flagship OLED this year, not necessarily the G3, and we're talking an 83 inch, so let me clarify that. For the big boys out there, right? The big TV buyers, the flagship best 83-inch OLED you can get this year, you'll be surprised. It's actually the 83-inch A80L by Sony. And this is a TV that our good friend Brian, Whisper Status, has bought for his gaming TV. What a surprise, but look at the price, $4,500. Easily more expensive than any LCD Mini LED TV OLED out there. More expensive than some 8K TVs, even though we know 8K, it's a bit overpriced for what it is for sure. But this TV appears to have it all. Great audio, great gaming. Well, essentially, this is Brian's big gaming TV. And if you're curious, how good is this TV? We are going to have a live stream this Saturday for his big demo. He's going to play games in it, talk about it, his first impressions. And among all the various sizes of the A80L, the 83-inch comes with a heatsink. That's pretty special. So check it out. Come to our live stream. Ask all the questions you want about this Sony or any other OLED or TV, and we'll try to answer it before Black Friday so you can get the best deal you can. Now, you don't have to pay $4,500 for this amazing flagship TV. At the 83-inch, you could still get the LG C3 for $39.99, but here's the rub. What if you can get an 83-inch OLED for $27.99? And this is what Samsung is doing. It's crashing LG's party. So LG is trying to prop up its prices, right? Saying to the world, look, we're going to sell this TV. It's a premium. It's $39.99. And if you want the Sony tax, sure, pay $4,500. But Samsung's like, premium schmemium. We're going to charge you 83-inch OLED, $27.99. And bam, now this is for AAA members only, but still, you get on, you ask the chat rep, hey, I know you can get this to me for less. Sell it to me for $27.99 and throw in a 2-year warranty, and our viewers have been getting it. So the question is, is $27.99 compelling enough for you to jump to an 83-inch OLED? Well, Samsung must be doing something right, and specifically, I'm talking about Samsung Display. Yes, I know Samsung Electronics sells the TV, or Samsung Visual as Samsung Electronics sells the TV. However, Samsung Display, the subdivision that makes your beautiful cutie OLED panels for Sony, the A95L, and for Samsung Electronics, the S90C and S95C, and last year's S95B, unlike LG Display, they are making money hand over fist, making good money, making a profit. As a matter of fact, record profits. So how is this possible? How is LG Display also making some pretty good OLEDs, but not making as much money as Samsung Display? So why can't LG Display do the same? The issue is cost. And the cost is this. LG Display has a lot of factories committed to WOLED, right? We're talking about the TV, the large TV panel sizes, but it's underutilized. They cannot push enough volume. And so I think this is a chicken and an egg problem. You could be utilizing it if you charged less. So if you want to charge, like the LG C3, $39.99 for an 83-inch panel, yeah, the volume will be low. Or on the 77-inch, you want to charge over $2,000. The Samsung S90C 77-inch, $1,800. LG C3 could be $1,800, but it isn't. You would get a lot more volume out of that if you charged a bit less. And the irony is the S90C 83-inch is an LG OLED panel. So Samsung is buying from LG and selling it for hundreds less than the LG C3 model, and that's a little bit nuts, right? So this tells me that there is a lot of margin that LG basically has too much pride. It wants to hold on to its premium identity. And Samsung's like, whatever. So this is something that LG has to think about. Should they move down market, meaning down market pricing? Yeah, preserve the image quality, but just produce a whole lot more, sell it in volume, but a bit less, right? Leaner margins, higher volume. Get it into the hands of as many consumers as it can. But let's jump into a different technology. We're talking about the ultra short throw laser TV. And this is the king of the ultra short throw laser TVs, specifically the 4 movie theater. It won, it's amazing. And so what I find interesting is this. I'm a TV guy, right? I do have an ultra short throw. I do use it at home, but I'm still a TV guy in terms of image quality. And the irony is this ultra short throw comparison, right? This face-off, showdown, shootout is between ultra short throws shown on a 100-inch screen, which I thought, wait a minute, aren't there TVs for a similar price? That's a 98-inch to 100-inch. Because if you look at the winner, the 4 movie theater, right, it's about $3,000. So it says $3,500, but really if you get this code, it's down to $3,100. That doesn't include the screen. You throw in the screen and you're closer to $3,500, maybe $4,000 depending on the cost of the screen. But ultimately, you're at least at $3,500. Well, at $3,500, we have the Hisense U8K 100-inch TV. Or at $3,000, we have the TCL S5. Now the Hisense U8K at $3,500, that was an amazing price. I know it's gone back to $4,000 if you can get it. It's selling out like crazy. But at $3,500, right, that is an HDR beast, that U8K. It's got full array local dimming. It's got mini LED. This TCL S5 for $3,000 is more like a projector. It's strong in SDR, right? It doesn't have great HDR performance, but its contrast will be better than any projector, including ultra short throw, and in a bright room. An ultra short throw projector, you still gotta dim the lights. We're talking really dim. But in a bright room, this is the TV to get. So here's the question. Now I know they were comparing 100-inch screens among the different ultra short throw, and the winner could have gone up to 150 inches. So that takes us to, when do you use an ultra short throw with the screen, and when do you get a TV? It's all about immersion and size. That's why you go to a projector, right? Whether it's long throw or this ultra short throw, where it's only inches away from the wall. 150 inches, 120 inches, 140 inches, at a size that's significantly larger than a TV can get. That's when you get the projector. So now TVs for $3,500, the Hisense U8K, can get you to 100 inches. And next year, we're going to see more of that for a similar price or maybe less, like the S5. and maybe even up to 110 inches. That leaves ultra short throw projectors. If you're going to get one next year, know that the 100-inch TVs are coming. So if you get ultra short throw, keep in mind that it's most effective at over 120 inches. Now you're getting the size to price performance ratio, because I do believe size does offer a better immersive experience. So how far are you sitting away? 120 inch, 11, 12 feet away is perfect. 13 feet away, go to 140 inches. And you see, now at 13 feet away, ultra short throw, yeah, the way to go for 140 inch screen size, right? But if you're 10 feet away, 9 feet away, consider the 100-inch TV or the 98-inch, right? Whether it's the TCL S5 for 3000 or the U8K for 3500, that is something we're going to see more of next year. Jumping into yet another technology, what about the Apple Vision Pro? Now, this is a headline that I really like. Apple won't sell you a Vision Pro online. Here's why that's the right decision. So we're talking about this. You're buying an Apple Vision Pro. You cannot just order it online and see it at your front doorstep. You have to walk in to the Apple Store. They will sit you down and they will take you through a tour to make sure you know how to use this Vision Pro and all of its features that make it special. That's brilliant. Why? This is a $3,500 piece of equipment. You buy it, you don't know how to use it, you get all confused. Even the simplest things, you're like, where do I go? You go on YouTube, you're looking for tutorials. What a waste of time. But if you go to an Apple store, they will take you into a room, give you a little privacy, put it on. They're going to walk you through all the basics, turning it on and off. And you tell them, well, I'm going to watch Disney Plus, Apple TV. You tell them what your use case are. Then they go through how to apply those use cases. Let's say you're a productivity guy. You want to use this in the office. They will ask you, hey, well, what productivity software do you use? Oh, yeah, I use Pages. I use maybe DaVinci Resolve, whatever it is. They will walk you through how to best utilize those applications with the Vision Pro. And for me, I will be walking in there saying, give me the most impressive, immersive movie watching experience. I want to watch movies off of Apple TV. I want to watch Netflix. I want to watch Hulu, whatever it is, sports on YouTube TV. I need it immersive. Give it to me. I want them to walk me through it. So when I get home, boom, 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 I am immediately watching everything I need to watch within seconds. And I think this is very much brilliant because they cannot risk people returning it saying, I don't know how to use it. How do you even turn this darn thing on, right? And so those are the things that when it's a premium experience, meaning you pay over $3,000, it better be amazing. And at $3,500 launch, yeah, they're going to really have to invest in the buyers. I really like that. And what you've all been waiting for, the German version of the TV Shootout, which is comparing the Sony A95L, our king of TVs, and versus the LG G3 versus the Samsung S95C, plus the Panasonic flagship MZ2000 and the Philips flagship as well. So we'll go straight to the point, right? The scoring. The winner, surprise, surprise, and I'll link the article below so you guys can read it, but the winner overall is the G3. Now, how many of you were shocked? I actually was surprised for different reasons. So here is how it all worked out to be here. Overall winner, the G3, second is Panasonic, wish we got that, and then the Samsung S95C is third, and then the Sony, essentially, the A95L came in last place, right? And the Philips wasn't even close. Now, these scores are actually relatively close, but still, for the Sony to come in dead last, hey, I don't know how to explain it, but let's dig into the subcategories, right? Because I think the G3 ended up being the jack of all trades winner, but not necessarily the best. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Home theater. So this is critical movie watching. This is the accurate mode that we like to do. Like we like to talk about, dark room, most accurate mode for creator's intent. The Panasonic one, then, surprise, surprise, the Samsung S95C, which I predicted would be the winner of the shootout, but I did not predict the G3 to come ahead of the Sony A95L. What does that tell you? Okay, so I'm thinking the reason they scored the Sony so low, maybe they didn't like Sony's over-sharpening. Now, I'm just reading into this, right? I'm just trying to figure out why the Sony lost, and it's probably two things, and normally, when you grade these to a reference monitor, which they did, the reference monitor does not add anything fancy on top of creator's intent. What the A95L did wrong, right? This is something they did above and beyond that a lot of purists will not respect or will not like for sure. That is over sharpening and over brightening in certain highlights. So in the scenes from 1917 that we saw, right, where it's coming out of dark, he's climbing up the stairs, everything was a little bit brighter in the highlights. And it was noticeable when you compare the A95L to the G3, to the S95C, to the reference monitor. The Sony was just a touch brighter. Now, pleasant, but a touch brighter. And additionally, it was just a touch sharper, a touch. It wasn't a strong, heavy-handed approach, but still noticeable when you have a reference monitor and other TVs compared to it. So clearly, it was marked down. It doesn't mean that you guys won't like the Sony A95L. It just means that they were hit hard for those little things, right? So that's something to think about. Now, again, that's my conjecture. I don't know why the Sony A95L came in fourth, but during my attendance at our shootout in New York City, Valectronics, I thought the Sony did the least, or was the least faithful to the creator's intent. What was noticeable to me was that touch of brightness. Now again, it wasn't super bright. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is an old Samsung TV. But when it comes to TVs that are so close, more often than not, it's those little things that separate the winner, in this case the Panasonic, from the loser, in this case the A95L. But that's not what surprised me. I saw that happening. I saw that coming, right? We talked about it during the shootout about Sony kind of over-editorializing. What surprised me was, well, bright room category, yes. We know. Panasonic and the G3, MLA, very bright. No surprise. What surprised me was the A95L came ahead of the Samsung. No, this bright room category is fine. They're all good. This is what surprised me. The gaming category. Who came in first? The Sony A95L, beating out the LG G3, and dead last behind everybody was the Samsung S95C. Now, they were very clear. They weren't measuring latency. They weren't measuring dropouts. None of that stuff. It was purely image content, image appeal. It was the content. Now, I don't know how they compared gaming, because obviously the reference monitor should not be used for gaming comparisons, or maybe it was just subjective. So category gaming was interesting in that the A95L beat out all comers, but it's not the gaming TV that the G3 is supposed to be, or even the S95C. So what do you guys think? Gaming TV, most appealing image. Wow, so if the A95L won, maybe Brian was onto something when he chose the Sony A80L for gaming, right? At the 83-inch size. So we'll find out tomorrow. In the meantime, let me know, do these comparisons, the shootouts, the showdowns, the face-off, do they make a difference? Because you look at the complete opposite results of what they did in Germany and what we did in New York City. Now, they were very close. If you read the article, you'll see that they said more often than not, the TVs look identical. It was the little things that separated them. So we're really grading on these little things. In other words, does it have an effect on you as the consumer in your TV buying decision? Do you choose the Sony A95L because of the Valectronics shootout, or do you choose the G3 because of this German comparison? What do you do with these results when they are so different? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stop the FOMO.